Cross-linguistic awareness, importance. Now, it might strike your mind that why do we need to go for this cross-linguistic awareness when it is not a subject as such that is being pursued by the school? Then why should we actually waste one period or this time slot which is so precious for the school hours dedicated to academic work? Specifically because there will be no test on cross-linguistic awareness. So, the cross-linguistic space, when it is given in the classrooms, it is very important to prepare the learners for their wider socio-cultural and socio-economic role in society, because as we discussed that when the languages are brought in discussion and the practices related to it, they are not just specific to the subjects that they are studying, but they are also about how bilingualism works in society. Why do people code switch? What does it mean when one vocabulary or even the word of one language changes context? It also changes the denotation. It also changes the kind of meaning it carries with it. Like I often give this example of the word clever. If you use this English word clever in England, somebody says he is a very clever boy or she is a very clever girl, then it is a compliment. It is meant as a compliment and it means the person is intelligent. The same thing when you use it in Pakistani context and you say she is very clever, then the denotation is that the girl is actually very smart, over smart, something that you would translate into chalak, which has a negative connotation over here. So all these things need to be talked about because language are not just alien codes that students have to learn and reproduce. They carry a socio-historical, socio-cultural meaning. And you cannot possibly learn a language or learn a language efficiently until and unless you understand the loaded meanings these words carry. So all of this actually happens in a cross-linguistic awareness classroom arrangement. So you discuss the languaging patterns in the classroom, in the community, in the playground, and this also allows us to depathologize home cultures. When you don't allow home languages to enter into the legitimate space of formal organizations or institutions, then there is a hidden message that we give the learners, and which is that their home cultures are somehow deficient and they are not of the standard, their languages are not of the standard to be introduced or to be used for academic purposes. So it invests again a sense of shame in them about their home cultures and home languages. More importantly, it creates linguistic tolerance towards different varieties of language. It is all right to have a Punjabi accent when speaking Urdu, for instance. So how many of us have referred to somebody speaking in Urdu with a Punjabi accent and called him or her a Pendu? So this is the type of classroom where such assumptions, where such prejudices are addressed, and it creates a tolerance towards different varieties of languages. It acknowledges the value of languages that are not used in classroom. So when I talked about this dialectal difference between in Urdu, for instance, this accent in Punjabi, then it means even when you're teaching standard Urdu, in classrooms, we need to challenge the assumption that the varieties that are not being used in classrooms are just different varieties, and difference does not mean deficit. So these ideologies need to be addressed. Plus, this kind of arrangement creates meta-linguistic awareness. It makes you aware of your own linguistic choices. It makes you aware and tolerant of the other people's linguistic choices. It develops an association between the learners and the language that they are newly learning. It creates understanding of what are the common features across languages, and it creates an understanding of how languages are different from each other. So I would say that this is a space where language and culture come together and enables the learners to use languages with more understanding of their linguistic practices.